The Indonesian Grand Prix at the Mandalika circuit ended in frustration for Jack Miller, as the Australian rider's hopes of a top 10 finish were destroyed by what he described as another reckless and unnecessary move from Franco Morbidelli. The Prima Pramac Yamaha rider had been on course for a solid result, battling hard within the mid-pack during Sunday's main race, the 5th of October 2025. With just 4 laps to go, however, his afternoon unravelled in dramatic fashion when Morbidelli, Pertamina Enduro VR46, launched a bold inside move between turns 11 and 12-1 that Miller claims left him no room to breathe. With 4 laps to go, Morbidelli came through between turn 11 and turn 12. We avoided contact, but as I picked up the throttle, I heard another bike coming from the inside. I went slightly off the racing line, and when I tried to move back left, I lost the front, explained a visibly frustrated Miller after the race. Although the Australian managed to remount and complete the remaining laps, his hopes of a points finish were gone. Instead of celebrating a top 10 result, something he hadn't achieved since the Portuguese Grand Prix earlier in the season, Miller limped home last, finishing 55.540 seconds behind race winner Fermin Aldeguer, Gresini Racing. For Miller, the crash was not just a racing incident, it felt like déjà vu. Once again, he found himself the victim of what he perceived as Morbidelli's over-aggressive approach. It's disappointing because we showed good potential and were running with the front group, he reflected. I'm proud of the effort, but to end the race like that, it's tough, especially for the team who have worked so hard. The 30-year-old rider, whose future in Motogp remains uncertain amid rumours of contract pressure, saw the Mandalika race as a crucial opportunity to prove his worth. Instead, the crash has only added to the scrutiny surrounding his performances this season. Morbidelli's name has been in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons lately. The Italian's aggressive style has divided paddock opinion, admired by some for its determination, but criticised by others for its lack of precision. Even his own teammate, Fabio Di Giannantonio, has not been spared from frustration. During Saturday's sprint race, Di Giannantonio was left fuming after being repeatedly blocked by Morbidelli's questionable defensive tactics. We had the pace to finish much higher, Di Gia said after crossing the line in 8th place, but my teammate ruined my race again with some really stupid overtakes. We're teammates, the team will have to make sure we talk about this. Such incidents have reignited debates about racing etiquette and team discipline inside the Pertamina Enduro VR46 garage. While Morbidelli remains an undeniably talented rider, his impatience in battle often seems to cost both himself and those around him valuable results. Sources within the paddock suggest that tensions have been simmering within the Yamaha and VR46 camps over recent weeks. Both teams are under pressure, Yamaha struggling to regain its former dominance, and VR46 trying to stabilise results after an inconsistent 2025 season. Miller's frustration is therefore not only about one race. It represents a boiling point of competitive frustration, a clash between riders under immense pressure to deliver as contract talks loom and manufacturers fight to stay relevant in MotoGP's ever-evolving landscape. Incidents like this highlight a broader trend in modern MotoGP, the increasingly fine line between aggression and recklessness. With the bikes now faster and aerodynamics playing a crucial role, overtaking opportunities are fewer and riskier. Franco Morbidelli, once known for his smooth and calculated riding, seems to be pushing harder than ever to prove he can still compete with the new generation. Unfortunately, that desperation can lead to dangerous moments, as Miller's Mandalika crash painfully demonstrated. As the championship intensifies, it's becoming clear that patience and precision may now be worth more than brute courage. For riders like Miller and Morbidelli, learning to balance those instincts might make the difference between glory and disaster. Inside the Mandalika paddock, Miller's anger could be felt long after the checkered flag. Several team members were seen trying to calm the Australian as he returned to the garage, helmet still on, visibly shaking his head in disbelief. For a rider who has prided himself on maturity and composure in recent years, the outburst showed just how deeply the incident had cut. One crew member described the atmosphere as tense and cold, with Miller spending several minutes in the back of the garage before emerging to face the media. This isn't the first time Morbidelli has found himself at the centre of controversy. Throughout the 2025 season, he's been involved in a series of close calls, some resulting in crashes, others narrowly avoided by the quick reactions of his rivals. While fans admire his renewed aggression after a difficult few years, fellow riders are beginning to voice concerns. Privately, several paddock insiders have described Morbidelli's current form as too desperate, suggesting that he's pushing beyond the limit to compensate for inconsistency earlier in the season. The situation also raises uncomfortable questions for Yamaha management. Having placed both Miller and Morbidelli under the same satellite umbrella, the manufacturer now faces internal tension between two riders who clearly no longer trust each other on track. Yamaha's technical director reportedly held a meeting after the race to review on-board footage and assess whether Morbidelli's move had breached the team's code of conduct. Although no official penalty has been issued, sources close to the team say that disciplinary discussions are not off the table. For Jack Miller, the crash was more than just a lost opportunity. It was another mental blow in a season that's tested his resilience. After leaving KTM in search of a fresh start, Miller's journey with Pramac Yamaha has been far from smooth. Despite flashes of competitiveness, bad luck and a string of mid-pack finishes have left him struggling to rebuild his reputation. The Mandalika crash, therefore, symbolises not just physical defeat, but emotional exhaustion. You could see it in his body language. He looked drained, one Motogp journalist observed in the post-race paddock. Meanwhile, Morbidelli himself has remained largely silent, offering only a short, defensive statement to the press. "It was a racing incident," he said, declining to elaborate further. Insiders close to the VR46 camp claim Morbidelli believes Miller overreacted, insisting there was enough space and that his maneuver was clean. The Italian is said to be frustrated by what he perceives as unfair criticism, arguing that aggressive overtakes are simply part of modern MotoGP. "If you don't take risks, you stay behind. That's racing," one member of his crew reportedly commented. If you enjoy getting the inside scoop on MotoGP drama like this and want to stay updated on every heated rivalry, bold overtake and rider reactions straight from the paddock, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. There's always more behind the scenes than what you see on race day, and we'll make sure you don't miss a single twist from the world of MotoGP.